Welcome to Midnight Mule FPL. I'm Midnight Mule and this is the video for Game Week 16 where I show you my plans. But before we do that, let's see who did well in Game Week 15. So each week on these videos I like to start by seeing who the top scorer was in the Midnight Mule Mini-league. But this week there were 4 teams with the same top score. And I thought there's no real point showing all the teams because they're all going to be the same. So they were Gary Carter with Get Carter, 85. Abel Sayoum, FPL Boo Boo with 85. Michael Rishman with Kiss My Studs, 85. And Josh Godfrey, Sports Ball United FC with 85. But I thought I'd just check the teams are the same just in case there's some differences. So I thought I'd go through position by position. So for keeper, Get Carter had Verbruggen, FPL Boo Boo Henderson, Kiss My Studs Raya, Sports Ball United FC Martinez. So I thought, okay, the keepers are different. What about defenders? Well, we've got Lewis and Saliba and Konza. That was 498. Pedro Porro, Estupinan, Hall and Colwill for 3511. Saliba, Colwill, Konza, 918. And then Udogi, Konza, Mazrou, Aini for 0811. So there wasn't a single player, a single defender that they all had. 3 did have Konza, but there's a real mix here of defenders. What about the midfield? We've got Rogers 2, Saka 2, Captain Palmer 36, Bowen 12. Palmer 18, Captain Bowen 24, Fernandes 9 and Bremo 13. Saka 2, Rogers 2, Kulusevski 7, Captain Palmer 36. And then Fernandes 9 and Bremo 13, Captain Palmer 36. So everyone had Palmer, but again, that was the only one player that was common all the way through. And as for the forwards, Chris Wood 8, then Kuna and Pedro Porro. Strand Larsen, Isak for 8. Chris Wood 8, Isak 8. And then Chris Wood 8 on the end. So again, there wasn't a forward that they all had. So in actual fact, they all got the same score, but their squads were pretty well mixed up and different. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then regarding the bench, Flecken was better than I think it was Verbruggen that we had there. And apart from that, they all had nothing on the bench. So very good and very exciting. 4 teams tying for top spot. Top of our league is Lewis Philippe with Red 74. They managed 68 points. That was with Captain Palmer 36, Enzo 9, Chris Wood 8. And that's all. Oh, Johnson got 4. And then on the bench, nothing. As for me, I'm all the way down in 424th. And I'm somewhat amused that it's a grey arrow. And when there's a few hundred people in the league, that's pretty impressive, I think. Unless you're rock bottom or total top. And that was 57 points. And that was with Palmer 36 as captain, Aiton Nori and Lewis with 4. And that's all. And I think I originally had the captaincy on Saka. So that would have been very bad if I'd left it as that. And then on my bench, nothing. So 57 points. Just inside the 3.5 million game week rank, which was a small green arrow, but it's only green because my rank was around 3.5 million. If my rank was around 1 million, that would have actually been a red arrow. So I'm 8 points alongside of 3 million, but I don't mind because I'm having a good time. It's fun. So thank you very much to everyone who watches these videos and leaves comments and likes, etc. It is very much appreciated. There's a website called FPL Gameweek and they have a Content Creators League where you can see how you'd fare against your favourite content creators as long as they've got, for example, I think it's 5,000 YouTube subscribers or about 20,000 X followers. So I'm not on here by default, but when I look at it, I can see me. And the top content creator at the moment is FPL Updates and Tips. We've got Clayton of Planet FPL fame. He's in 3rd. Praz is in 4th and FPL Harry's down in 6th. And they're all doing very well, of course. As for me, I'm 3rd from last. So really not very good in 72nd place. Yelena's 69, which is only 3 places higher than me. But she's a massive 26 points ahead of me. And it's quite possible that I'm not actually going to catch her this season. Because I think she's probably going to win the whole thing. And I'll just be 2nd. And then Andy. So Andy North, FPL. It says Monden here, but it's actually FPL mode. I like listening to him. He's a great guy to listen to. And great guy to have a beer with as well. Now, transfers. I got 2 free transfers. One I've already done. Earlier in the week, as much as I like Smith Rowe, and he's got some very nice fixtures coming up, his price kept going down, and I ended up losing all the money I'd gained in him. So I thought I need to offload him before he starts costing me money. So I swapped him for Enzo, who was on his way up. So I've done that transfer now, and it did release a little bit of money. And then a transfer I may do, but I've not committed yet, is I may get in Trent. And I could do that with Aiton Nori, who I intend to offload in game week 18 in any case. This would just be doing it 2 game weeks early, but Wolves' next 2 fixtures are rather nice, so I'd probably rather not move him on. Rico Lewis is suspended. Man City do let in a lot of goals, but he will get the occasional clean sheet. He does seem to play every game. He is able to get goals. He got a goal last game. So I'm not sure I want to move him on. The main reason that I can get rid of him is I also have Gvardiol in my squad. So I've already got cover for Man City. Then Robinson of Fulham. Now I really like him. He's an attacking defender and he gets 90 minutes every game, and Fulham have some nice fixtures coming up. So I'm fine to keep him, but I could move him on if I really want to get in Trent. And another option is Gabriel. If Gabriel's going to be out for a few weeks, I may as well sell him. I got him 2 weeks ago and he's not played for me yet because he was flagged. I thought he was probably going to play and he didn't. But if Gabriel's going to be injured, well, I could just move him out and get Saliba. So I've genuinely not decided yet. If I knew for certain Gabriel was playing, then I quite possibly wouldn't even do this transfer. If I knew he was definitely out, I would definitely do this transfer. So I'm kind of somewhere in no man's land, not quite knowing what I'm going to do here. But I may do a second transfer. So the way I'm lining up for game week 16 is I've got Palmer. He's the captain, gets to wear the old mule hat. He's at home to Brentford with his mates Enzo and Jackson. And then I've got the vice captain on Salah. Now I did originally have Salah as captain because I think he's going to be the most captained, and it's quite a close call. And Salah I think has only blanked twice this season. Palmer's blanked a lot more than twice. Brentford's the easier game, but I thought with Chelsea going to play Kazakhstan today, some of their players may be tired, even if they're just going to be on the bench. We knew Palmer wasn't going, but how many of the other players would be going? But we've now seen the lineup, they've had the game, and they didn't take their first team, they didn't take their second team, they took the tea lady and the guy who locks the gate, and it's like, whoa, okay. So it's like they've had a complete rest. So that's why I'm captaining Palmer. I think they've got a very good chance of getting a good number of goals there. I've got Aiton Nori at home to Ipswich with his mate Kuna. I've got Gabriel, possibly injured, at home to Everton with his mate Saka. I've got Gvardiol at home to United. And I've got João Pedro at home to Palace. And in goal I've got Ramsdale. He's at home to Spurs. Now earlier in the week, the speculation was that he's going to be fit for this weekend. But the current news is he's not fit for this weekend after all. Perhaps for the midweek game against Liverpool, they're going to be all right. That's in the cup. If not, it's a definitely for next weekend. But I'm keeping him there because I think it looks nice having 11 players that are all at home, even though Ramsdale's not really going to play and Gabriel's a doubt. So on my bench, I have Fabianski away to Bournemouth, Rodgers away to Forest, Lewis, who's got the day off, and Robinson away to Liverpool. As for the background picture, today's December the 12th, and that is the birthday of Frank Sinatra. He was born in 1915, I think it was, so he would be 109 if he was still alive, but he died, I think, in the 80s or possibly the 90s, but certainly a few decades ago. And one of his most famous songs is My Way. Hopefully most of you have heard that, but if you go and look at the lyrics, that is absolutely the right way to play FPL. Just play it your way, make the mistakes, do everything wrong, and at the end say, yeah, but I did it my way and I had a good time. So there we have it. That's what happened in Game Week 15 and my plans for Game Week 16. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have fun this weekend. Thanks. Bye.